So, a very good afternoon to all of you. I'm Khushali. I'm from an organization, Hope of People Everywhere, from Bhopal. Can you take me to the next slide, Atansi? So, the story of hope and even my story started when I was doing engineering in a college in Indore, where 6 months in engineering, and I realized that this is not the place I have to be. And this is not something which I really want to do with my life. To discover myself, to figure out what I really want to do with my life, I joined a lot of societies and clubs in my college, interned with few startups, and during that time, I visited a shelter home. A shelter home where it was a 2 BHK, where 35 children were living with two shelter home authorities. Hitanshi, can you take me to the next slide? Thank you. So, what actually happened there is while I was in the shelter home, I met a lot of kids who were of different ages. Like the smallest kid I met there was 1.5 year old, and the other kid who was the elder there was 17 years old. I realized that one major thing which these children miss in their life is that they do not have anybody to share what they feel with anybody. They don't have anybody who can listen to them. They don't have anybody who can just be there to tell them how to choose right or wrong, to make decisions for themselves. And that's how the story of hope started. We started from two different cities, Indore and Bhopal. Me with some of my friends started volunteering and started going to the shelter home on a weekend basis, where we used to just sit with the children, talk to them. Sometimes it was a storytelling session, sometimes it was just art session, sometimes we used to learn English and different things which we were doing. At that particular time, we realized that what these kids really want is somebody who can work on their emotional health, somebody who can work on their social emotional learning. And that's how the idea of Hope framed. Right now, Hope is working in 9 different cities with 700 plus volunteers and catering to 1,000 plus children. Now, when we were working in a shelter home, we realized that not only the shelter home kids, but every kids need somebody who can listen to them, who can work on their emotional health and cater to the needs what a child has. And that time we decided to deepen our impact of what we are doing. And that's where my journey with TFIx started. Vedansi, can you take me to the next slide? Thank you. Yeah. So, what actually happened is I closed my eyes for a second while I was designing my TFIx talk and thinking that what actually the entire year of incubation looked like. And for me, the incubation year looked like a lot of jigsaw pieces, which we all of us came together and fixed it somewhere and made something beautiful out of it. The entire TFIx team, the all the entrepreneurs in the cohort, and even the people who joined us for some time, taking our special sessions, all of them came with different jigsaw pieces, and we made something very beautiful out of it. I clearly remember incidents where I needed a pep talk, and I literally went to Irfan and Sajida for the pep talk when I was just, wasn't able to figure out what I have to do. And I clearly remember when Sajida needed some help with the technical sessions or technical PPTs, she came to me to figure that out. So that's how we just, became a support system to each other and built something out of it. Hidanshi, can you take me to the next slide? So that's how it was LC2 in Bhopal, where all of my volunteers of Bhopal met the TFIx team. And literally still on the team calls when we have from one team to the another, we figure out the whole Bhopal team flaunting to other cities about the TFIx experience which we had. And now here the fellowship started designing it's taking its place and starting to frame it out something where we decided that in the longer term, it's not only about a safe space in a school or in a shelter home. It's a safe space in the entire world. We decided that in the longer term, our fellows will become the change makers who will work towards building the safe space, not only for the children in the schools, but everywhere from their personal and professional lives. And that's how we figured out our fellowship would look like. The 2 years fellowship where fellows will be working with children and creating a ripple effect. Can you take me to the next slide, Hitanshi? Creating a ripple effect where the fellow would make the school the safe space, the community the safe space, and in the longer duration, they will make the entire world the safe space where nobody is judged, where nobody is questioned about how they are feeling, and everything is accepted of what they are doing. This entire year, I would like to show a lot of gratitude to the entire TFIx team, to the co-founder of this organization, to all the children who have been catering to in last 4 years, and everybody who made me learn and unlearn something in this 1 year. I would just like to show you how my team looks like. Hitanshi, can you take me to the last slide? So that's how my volunteer team looks like, who tirelessly has been working for last 4 years with us to make our vision come true. And currently we are talking about one simple thing in Hope, that we are building a happy nation for our child, for every child in this country. Do you want to come and join us? Thank you.